that's up against some stiff competition, because unlike Star Trek, which, as much as I love it, it has had hardly any games which I'd consider even decent, let alone good. There's a few good ones out there, but most Star Trek games have been utter tripe. Star Wars, on the other hand, has had an absolute plethora of amazing games out there over the years. There's been from every genre imaginable. I'm not saying they've all been great. There's been some bad ones too. Cough cough, Star Wars Connect, Super Bombard Racing, cough cough. But by and large, even the mediocre ones, like what was it called? Force Commander, which was buggy and problematic at the time, but it was a sort of true 3D RTS, and it was for the time, and it was actually pretty good once you got the hang of it and got to grips with the issues it had and patched it up. Yeah. There's been some fantastic Star Wars games, and this is better than all of them. The reason I say that is no other game has made me feel quite so much like I'm part of the Star Wars universe. It's got a fantastic storyline. You play a unique character that's been made up for you. A storyline about your family, and you do all sorts of missions for them, as well as joining the Alliance of... Oh, well, spoiler alert, you join the Rebel Alliance. There's a hint from the game title. And you get to fly all sorts of things, and eventually culminating in getting to fly the Millennium Falcon itself in the Battle of Endor at the end of Return of the Jedi. And it's amazing. And there's crossovers with Shadows of the Empire, the book series. It's... Oh, I love this game so much. And... give a big shout out to my friend Nick here, by the way, who pointed me towards the Steam version of the game and mentioned the fact that it works, basically, and that it exists, both of which were facts I was unaware of. But I know that now, and so far so good. Now, that's not to say the recording is going to work perfectly. We'll find out in a minute, I guess, but... So I may be talking to myself for no good cause here, and this may all be complete gibberish, because none of this may actually get recorded, and it may completely fail. But I'm going to assume it isn't going to completely fail, so X-Wing Alliance it is. Now, one other word of warning I will say. If you do decide to play the game, or if you're watching this series, you may want to skip ahead a few episodes, because the first few episodes of the game are basically tutorial missions. Now, there's bits of story in them, so I am going to play through them all and record them as I go. I'm not just going to skip them entirely. But they're a bit slow. Trust me, bear with it, it gets so much better. So, yeah, let's do the first mission here. We're going to stick to essentially one mission per video. And see how we get on from there. I'm actually going to break the recording here for a second anyway, though. Just to make sure it doesn't mess up my recording, so I can start from the first mission straight away. And then we'll go into the briefing. So, I should... Well, if all works correctly, you guys shouldn't even see a break. So, let's just carry on from there. See how seamless that was? You bet you didn't even notice the massive and obvious pause in my speech. Oh, God. Yeah, also, I should say, by the way, sorry there hasn't been many videos lately, for those of you who do actually watch my channel. I really just haven't had the time of late. I say it's been manic in work and outside of work, and just... I've not been at home a lot, I have been ill, and I have been crazy busy at work and just knackered in the evening, so I just haven't done a lot of videos. But I'm hoping with this series to sort of spur me on, there will be a resurgence of me uploading videos and actually completing things. So, let's crack on with X-Wing Alliance without further ado. Oh, I should say one other thing as well, which is if you do decide to give the game a go yourself, the game does actually require a joystick.
I've had time playing simulator games that Dad is convinced it's time to put you to work. He asked me to take you on a delivery run to Harlequin Station. We've got a couple of cargo canisters to transport there, and they have some supplies we'll be picking up to bring back.
Shut up a sec.
We'll be using the YT-1300s. I'm taking the Sealoo. You can fly the Sabra. MK will accompany you as your co-pilot. All you have to do is follow me and do what I do. We're picking up fuel cells and coolant. Dad was pretty emphatic about not forgetting the coolant. It's for the Otana. If everything goes smoothly, you'll be working solo in no time.
You'll fly the Sabra.
That was your sister. Well, our sister, I should say, I suppose.
Erin will fly an identical ship.
Erin Azamine.
Each of you is to pick up a cargo canister of supply.
You play Ace Azamine. Ace is sort of in inverted commas throughout the game, shown as your nickname that everyone calls you. It's a convenient way of basically allowing you to be you, basically, and have a sort of a Mary Sue type of character.
While Erin picks up a container of coolant. These supplies are to be brought back to Azamine home base. I will be your co-pilot, and Erin will be in overall command. So do exactly as she says. You will fly the Sabra, one of our family's modified Corellian YT-1300 transports.
Okay, let's go then. Into the mission. Let's list through all the briefings. I may skip ahead some bits, but so yeah, here we are in the hangar. We can look around with the mouse, and you'll notice even the inside of the cockpits have been overhauled if you've played the game without the upgrades. And everything is just a lot prettier than it would have been otherwise. That over there is our co-pilot, our faithful droid MK, who is a bit mental, but you'll get to know you'll get used to him. And at the moment, we're just flying our YT-1300 for our family. Off we go.
We're going to pick up the cargo canisters right in front of us. I'll take the one on the right, and you take the one on the left. Press T to target the first cargo canister.
Go gadget tutorial.
Crawl and you come in above it. Initiate automatic pickup. Shift E when you are within 0.2 click.
There are a lot of keyboard shortcuts to learn in this game. I believe the Steam version has a PDF manual you can read. You really should if you play the game and you haven't played it before. When I come back to this game, I am always amazed how much I actually remember
and head toward it.
of the controls. You know, it's sort of second nature of having played so many X-Wing games. But
Aaron, your friend Olin hasn't been around lately. Why?
I didn't want to say, but he's joined the rebellion as a pilot.
Really? Wow. We should do that.
Maybe we will, MK. Maybe we will.
Who?
You know, the guy in the bootleg Holo Olin showed us. The guy who took out the Death Star at Yavin.
Well, I hate to rain on your parade, MK, but I don't think the Alliance is accepting droids as pilots.
Look around, yes we can. Let's get hyperspace.
Hit the spacebar to initiate the hyperdrive.
Whee!
Here we are at Harlequin Station. Let's deliver the supplies.
Hello, Azamine Transports. Thanks for the quick service. Please deliver the cargo canisters to the docking platform.
Just watch where Silu drops her canister, then do the same. For delivery, you must engage the auto-docking procedure.
Slow it down.
Approach to within 1 click of the station and press Shift D.
Now drop XI-1 next to XI-2 and we'll get what we came for.
I think it's pronounced Z, Aaron. It's a Greek letter. Or chi, or she, or... I don't know. I don't speak Greek. Uh-oh.
Incoming vessels are on an attack vector.
It looks like these newcomers mean trouble.
System patrol craft Cord is abandoning us. They must have been bought off. Azamine Transport, we request your assistance.
Harlequin Station, what can we do?
These Baraxo have been threatening us for a while. I didn't think they had the guts to try something like this.
I'm redirecting my power to shields because when you're in the freighters in this game, your turrets don't actually use laser power, so you can redirect lasers to engines.
I'm not sure we should get involved.
I say we fight. We can run rings around any Baraxo pilot.
Dad's been trying to reach an understanding with the Baraxo.
Someone needs to tell the Baraxo then. They are attacking us.
All right, I'm convinced. Let's teach them some manners.
What do you Azamine fools think you're doing? This is a private matter you do well to stay out of.
Hey, attacking craft, dead ahead.
We are
well,
kicking
we're
your
now. I'd
asses.
back off if I were you.
you won't get away with this. We'll be back.
Yeah,
Be
you
grateful
better
we're
run.
letting you go, and do yourself a favor. Don't let us
don't
catch you
hyperspace.
around here again. Ease up, Ace. Let them go. I think they got the message.
Looks like we have them on the run. We are victorious.
Don't gloat. The smart thing was to avoid a fight. Let's just get home safely and report
Yeah,
this to
but-
Uncle Anton.
Thank you
Smart
for
is
your help.
boring.
We owe you a very big favor.
G2 and I3 are the containers we want. We must go get them.
Let's go have a look. As I was saying earlier, anyway, before I got cut off by the game again, if you do decide to pick the game up yourself, and like I said, if you haven't played it, watching it is good. I cannot overstate how awesome this game feels to play. If you like Star Wars, you need this game in your life. And it's just good.
I've got the coolant.
As I was saying, though, you do need a joystick. The game actually will not even load without a joystick. So I think it can be any game control. So I think technically you could use a gamepad if you've got one. But trust me, if you want to play this game properly, you really should have a joystick. Now,
Target the nav
if you
buoy
don't
and
have a
let's head
joystick,
home.
and I know a lot of
So
people
long,
these
Harlequin
days
Station.
don't, because there's not a lot of games that use them. Or at least not that make good use, unless you're a flight sim nut. You know, like seriously into like the hardcore flight simulators like Microsoft Flight Sim or Flight Unlimited and all that stuff. You probably don't have a joystick. There's a few out there. I mean, there's lots out there, obviously, that you can get. A lot of them are very expensive. The one I actually recommend personally, and the one I've got myself now, which I actually bought mainly for Elite Dangerous, but I also use it for this, is a Thrustmaster T-Flight HOTAS setup. It's a proper HOTAS, which is hands on throttle and stick. It's got a proper throttle block and a proper joystick with buttons and a hat switch, and lots of controls and a good chunky setup. You can use it as a single unit, or you can separate them to have a separate throttle and joystick on opposite sides of your desk. And it's not the most amazing HOTAS setup ever, but it costs about £40. And most HOTAS setups, proper ones, will set you back the best part of 100 or more. Now, I'm not saying they're not worth it. They are fantastic bits of kit from what I've seen of them, and I would dearly love one myself, but I don't play enough games that use joysticks and HOTASes these days to really justify spending that kind of money on it. And honestly, the Thrustmaster T-Flight is fantastic. I'll put a link, by the way, in the video description to the Thrustmaster, and also to the to the game itself and to the XWA upgrade pack. I guess we've got to deliver them to the home base. Do we dock? This looks suspicious that we're going to crash into Aaron here.
Good work. You're clearly ready to conduct transport operations. Dad and Uncle Anton will be pleased.
And then we hit the space bar and dock back with the station. A little cutscene thing. I should say, by the way, I've been going on about how much nicer the graphics are, and you may be thinking, what, really? They're not that great? They look pretty awful, frankly. X-Wing Alliance is over 10 years old. Now, it's kind of tragic that there hasn't been an X-Wing game that long, but this is really, really an old game. And honestly, for a game as old as it is, it looks pretty fantastic, if you ask me. So,
Well done. I think Dad will have to agree you're ready to go to work. That mix-up with the Varaxo was an unpleasant surprise, and a reminder that you have to be prepared to fight now and then. Harlequin Station's director owes us big time.
so yeah, that was the end of our first mission in X-Wing Alliance. Let's have a look at player stats. mission score up to 50. We got bonus score for scanning a ship, which just happens by flying within range of it, and we got 0 kills and 0 assists because not a lot happened. So let's go back to the crew quarters.
That is a cool gift you were given in the last mission.
You get little gifts all over your quarters on board the ship.
Great job, Ace. We have earned another chance to show what we can do. This time with Emon.
Emon is your older brother. There's actually your family is your dad, Tomas, and there's your older brother, Galen, I think, and your older brother, Emon. Emon's sort of the middle brother, and you're the youngest brother, and your sister, Erin, who we just met earlier. Who's also you're the kid of the family, but you also get emails all the time, thing, which are. And there's Olin Garn, who is Erin's boyfriend, I think. It's implied. They never specifically say that, but they just say he's a friend, but it's kind of implied he's a boyfriend. And he's sort of not been around recently, and he's gone off to join the Rebel Alliance, as Erin said in the mission. And he's just saying, I'm sure your sister told you I've joined the rebellion. She wasn't too happy about the infrequency of leave time I get. What can I say? Anyway, time to keep, yada yada yada. Erin likes to slice into stuff, which is hacking in Star Wars. Oh, he thinks I'd make a good fighter pilot. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Amon says, okay, let's go blow stuff up. And AllianceNet. Welcome to AllianceNet.reb, the world's largest network in the galaxy. You'd think, right, if you were in, the Rebel Alliance and trying to be sneaky, maybe you wouldn't call your email network alliance.reb. Maybe you'd call it something like not the Rebel Alliance.wink or something like that. Yeah, I know they're only joking, but there's lots of little joke emails you get in here as well, and you get some explanation about it. Yeah, we're not going to get too stuck into all that. That's boring. Okay. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed that first little snippet. Like I said, do bear with it. It gets so much better. And you ain't seen nothing yet. The missions get awesome as they go on. For the record, this isn't going to be a sort of I record all my failed attempts, because I'm going to fail missions at this. The game is hard, even on easy difficulty. I will fail some missions, but I'm only going to actually be uploading the completed missions, so you've got basically a run-through of, the complete game, but you don't have to sit there watching me fail the same mission over and over and over again. So there are going to be some failures in there, but I'm not going to be uploading all of them, so don't think that I'm just sort of trying to cheat you or anything like that, or pretending that I'm better than I am. I'm not that great at this. I'm okay, but I'm going to die a lot. I may upload, I'm going to record all of them, and I may upload some that are particularly entertaining failures, but no one wants to watch me retrying the same fight 400 times over until I actually complete it. The game is, it's an older game as well, like I said, and they didn't pull their punches back in the day. There were no convenient checkpoints halfway through the mission. If you failed the mission 5 minutes from the end of it, after playing, a 30-minute battle, that's it, you die. You have to start over again. Which, in some ways, it's a lot more realistic, and it makes the game a lot more tense. You have to actually, really struggle to stay alive, but it can be incredibly frustrating as well at times, because there are some really hard missions. And there's some missions that are really long and really tedious, and they're only really hard right at the end, and that's where you always die. Anyway, don't let that put you off. I know that's not the most positive things about the game, but it is so worth it. Anyway, welcome back if you have been away. And oh yes, one last thing is, you've probably noticed, if you have been watching the channel previously, that I've renamed the channel from Lakita's Collective to The Collective. I think I've commented on this on my channel itself and on my Facebook page, but the reason is simply that I just think it sounds better. I am Lakutas. The channel is The Collective. Calling it my own name's channel just seems a bit... I don't know, I didn't like it. And also, technically speaking, it's kind of a teensy-weensy little smidge trademarked by Paramount. I know they can't trademark the name Lakutas because it's just a Latin word, but... yeah, there we have it. And I know I'm not exactly, PewDiePie or anything like that, so they're not going to really care that much anyway, but you never know. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Cheers!